Scott, a first win in the Six Nations. Obvious question, what pleased you most about it?
Probably the discipline to the game plan. It's easy. We said a couple of weeks ago we weren't sure how the group would react by going points up, and we got a couple of tries up, and the mental tenacity to stay on top of what was working. It actually takes a bit of doing and sort of belies the years. You know, Dana's only young, but she could stay on task very well, which put the team in the right position to execute, turn pressure into points. So the discipline of sticking to that was, far outweighed the experiences that the group have.
You obviously have seen my notes, because I said the decision making seemed to be very good, all led from Dana, I suppose. She just controlled the thing, didn't she?
I think she turned up with a bit of clarity of what it was going to take. We know we've got to put ourselves in positions, and we've seen us do that against Italy. Put ourselves in the right positions, just executing under that little bit of pressure. So we knew we could get into those positions, and then we just got to do that more and more. We worked hard in training under pressure, executing skill sets under pressure, and Dana knew her role within that. The nice thing, probably the step up, and each game we've played, we've just taken a step forward in terms of where we want to get to. So Dana knew and was able to execute and release backs at the right time, put forwards on the front foot at the right time, because we were in the right spaces.
Was there anything done? I know you say process driven and more time at the saddle, but last week, like you talked about her clarity, anyone have any different chats with her, or it was just a commanding presence from her? And did you always feel that was in her, but did you think it would come in this match, I suppose?
No, I think we saw it in Dubai, in WX3. Sort of started to see her owning a space, and then it comes down, like with experience, young learning, you still expect to see some inconsistencies around it, but she's learned very, very quickly. She's able to learn quickly. Part of, and I've used examples of Exeter and Saracens over in the men's in the UK, whereby before they started winning Champions Cups, they got themselves to finals and lost finals, then got themselves to finals and learnt to win finals. So you actually have to learn to win. You have to learn. You know what your game looks like. You know what you're trying to put on the pitch, and essentially what they did against Italy, put the game on the pitch and sort of got a bit deviated with pressure, line speed. Couldn't almost give themselves permission to stay to a plan, to see what's going on and execute under pressure. So what we saw this time is just a step forward in that. They took the learnings from Italy and applied them to Wales. I still think there's plenty of points out there against Wales, and when we reviewed really honestly, that we know there's bits still in the game to go after. So our feet are firmly on the ground. We know what we're trying to get to. We know it's just the next step along that road.
Another key player in that team, that's such a young age, but in the pack, Aoife Wafer. You've already spoke about her yesterday, but she's only going to get better and better. But what is her biggest assets at the moment?
Probably her mindset. So Aoife's got a few tools on which she can call upon, but the fact is she does it day in, day out. Training, dry, wet, contact session, walk-through session. She applies the same mental intent to everything. So she competes hard. So whatever you think you're doing, Aoife's going to be setting it to a level that we want the group to go to. So Aoife's a bit of a leading light in that, and by doing that, she gives herself every opportunity to keep getting better and better.
Line out defence was super. Declan Dana, I presume, plays a big part of that, as is yourself. But there's obviously a lot of intricacies in there, but with Adele and Sam and Dorothy lifting, they all seem to just work as a group.
There's a few different parts to this. Set piece, scrum, line out, where it marries up with attack, where it marries up with defence. So John McKee heads the forwards up in that area. Obviously Dex brought some intel and has quite a large amount of input in terms of how we defend off that. Key example would be, we'd stop them all, and then they broke out into a forwards-based carry game. Bay comes in from the edge, she shuts out and then bounces straight back out and gets back to the edge. So there's so many little working parts to any story. So look, what it did, it gave the girls an opportunity to show it early, and it was a really big opportunity. So, you know, sometimes you'll concede them, sometimes you get a shutout. It's probably not what you're doing it, you've got to survive some of those momentum moments, but what you do immediately off it. And, you know, the Welsh didn't get back in there straight away, and we were able to sort of get our game going.
If we talk more specifically about this weekend in England, record crowd, or looks to be such a good opportunity.
I think it's a great opportunity. I was obviously part of the England staff when they did the game last year, the standalone game, England against France. And look, England Rugby do this sort of occasion well. They've been leading the way really with professionalism in women's rugby. They continue to do that, and something we want to get to. We want to be having these kind of events at the Aviva in the not too distant future. So us being part of that occasion is great for the players. They get excited about these kind of things, so learning to perform in them, and we're really confident they will. What it's like with noise, what it's like with managing an arena with a slightly different crowd, noise levels goes up, calls become harder. There's all sorts of little things to this, but ultimately if we can put on a show, if we can fire some shots, we get a great game out there, hopefully it's something that us in Ireland can replicate back at the Aviva. You'll
be the first to say it's not about you, but you're going back to your old stomping ground. Excitement or emotion, or a bit of both?
No, it's not about me. Do you want a bit more? Right. It's of course it's about the players. Modern professionalism. As players, you may end up playing for a club or a province and move to another club or a province. It's the professional nature of elite sport. So, is there a bit of me still in the England setup? Of course there is. It's part of my storyboard. I'm really excited to go back. You know, it's great to see them going well. Still follow a lot of the players, see what they're doing. I've still got a vested interest in seeing how well they can go on and the players they can become. Our job is to pay them the respect to that and be as good as we can possibly be. And then we want to make the game, keep growing the game. So our role in this is the excitement of us pitching ourselves against like world class really. We're after testing ourselves against the best. If England are that at the moment, it'd be great to hopefully see what kind of performance our girls can put out there.
How confident are you that your girls won't go into the shell in front of the big crowd and the audience and the noise? And another part is the game plan. Do you accept that they'll put you under a lot more pressure than Wales did?
We're going to have more moments that we've got to survive, without a doubt. When I was coaching England, playing France, it would be, you get your moments, they'll get theirs. If you can score and you keep them out, that can look like quite a convincing win. We know we're going to get them under pressure, so I'm confident that in how our girls have trained and how each game they've taken a step forward, whether that be with game plan, whether it be with executing under pressure. The group continues to grow. You think about the start point and the trajectory of growth of what our girls are showing. It's pretty steep. And each challenge they've stepped up. They've met it. So we've been away to France. We've given a good account of ourselves. We've played 2 games since then where we've kind of got some of our attacking game going. It's going to be harder, of course it is. But there's opportunities in and around every system, and there's opportunities in and around the English system.
Maud Moore, Marley Packer, Hannah Botterin, can name a few others. If you can stop the gain line, or getting them over the gain line, best way of doing it.
Absolutely, they're a momentum-based team. There's some tactical bits, there's some technical bits. Half the battle is getting excited by it. And I think we've got a group now that relish the challenge that these games bring. It's an opportunity to pit yourself against recognised class leading. So, look, we go there full of confidence, full of excitement. We want to put another line in the sand. We also want to take people along with us. So, us putting a performance out that the Irish public can go, that represents us. That'll be a biggie.
And finally, you're sitting down Saturday night. What's a good day for Scott Bemand against England?
Winning is obviously a good one. Is that possible? I absolutely believe it is.
Do you fully believe it's possible?
Is it the only thing we go after? I think we'd be silly to say that's all we're about. You have to earn the right to win those games. So we're on a process towards that. Are we there yet? How quickly do we get there? Look, time will tell with that. But a good performance for us will be us getting there, firing shots, causing England some headaches, putting our best performance out there, and if that's good enough to bring a win, we'll take that.
Scott, all the best, Twickenham, thanks.
Thank you.